Everyone talks about Taiwan as the most underrated destination for digital nomads, but is it really made for you?
Sometimes I feel like throw my hands up in the air. I know I can count on you. You got the love, you got the love, you got the love.
From thousands of temples, friendly people, pristine, untouched nature, to overcoming the language barrier and making local friends, I'll break down everything you need to know about living, working, and thriving here. Taipei is a dynamic capital city where modern buildings contrast with temples and traditional markets. Taiwan is not for you if you're looking for a very cheap destination with beautiful beaches like Thailand or the Philippines, because Taiwan is on the pricier side. So there are two ways to visit Taiwan as a digital nomad. One is a 2 to 3 weeks itinerary, and one would be a 3+ month type of stay. And you'll have enough time to unlock my favorite part of Taiwan, which is the nature. Find hundreds of waterfalls, dozens of hot springs, and hundreds of high mountains that reach above 3,000 meters high, an infinite amount of wild camping spots, etc.
And the best is yet to come.
So for the 2 to 3 weeks trips, you can visit the major cities, with each cities having different types of temples, different types of foods, different types of night markets and vibe. And then you can also get lost in nature by exploring 2,000-meter high tea farms, which are among the best in the world. You can go watch the sunrise in the mountains. You can explore impressive natural formations like very steep cliffs. And you can even visit some smaller islands where you can dive with turtles. And if you're planning to stay for 3+ months, Taiwan is a very easy place to integrate and make friends. So you can try to learn the language either by going to language exchange events or by enrolling in evening classes. You can make friends by going to sports events like FitFam, which is a gathering where everybody can go and work out. You can go and explore the Taiwanese culture even more, like meeting with Aboriginals, going to visit their tribes, going to local cooking classes. You can go and explore local farms where you can taste tea or local products. So if you're that type of nomad, or if you're finally trying to settle somewhere, definitely come have a look at Taiwan. It might be one of your best options out there. A typical day in Taipei starts with a coffee. And I like to get my coffees from 7-Eleven, where I can get them for only $1. And they have the same coffee beans as Starbucks, so it's really nice quality. And if you're a connoisseur, Taiwan really has a coffee shop culture, and different coffee shops like to roast their own beans. So enjoy getting lost in the coffee shops and find the perfect roast for you. Then you get a breakfast in one of these traditional local breakfast stores. Best option here is a danbing, which is a traditional egg pancake. Then I go for a run in the Riverside Park, which crosses the entire city, or I can also go to the gym or swimming pool at the local sports center. Then I go to the coffee shop to work with friends. There's a big coffee shop culture in Taiwan where you just order a coffee and you can sit for an extended period of time inside the coffee shop. You'll often see local students doing their homework here, and there's often plugs for charging your laptop. I like to have lunch in the park and enjoy the sun. Takeaway lunch boxes are one of the most popular local options here. And if at some point you're getting tired of local food, because you're in the heart of Asia, there's a lot of cheap international foods like Japanese, Korean, and Thai. So you might want to give that a try. In the evenings, I like to hike Elephant Mountain once a week to enjoy the night views of the city. And on other days, I can enjoy a shared dinner with friends. I recommend a rechao, which means a stir-fried restaurant, where you basically share all the dishes. Getting a visa for Taiwan is very easy. I get the 90 days visa on arrival. You don't need to apply in advance, just fill in the arrival card that you received in the airplane. And then you can easily extend your visa indefinitely by doing visa runs. We've met people here that just book a back and forth ticket to Hong Kong on the same day, come back, and your 90 days get extended. There's no limitations in how many days you can stay here within a year. In terms of accommodation, there's no real cheap options in Taiwan. And I think that's really the main weakness of Taiwan. For a basic studio without a kitchen and not that modern, you should count at least 1,000 USD. And if you plan to stay 2 weeks, I recommend either looking for hotels or Airbnb. But if you plan to stay for over a month, you can start looking into platforms like My Room Abroad, which is a company that I launched myself, but that I don't run anymore. Or Airbnb, but that's pricier. And if you're staying for over a year, then you can get the same options as the locals. So then you can also look at My Room Abroad and local Facebook groups. If you're wondering which neighborhood to pick, I lived in over 10 different neighborhoods in Taipei, and they're all amazing. They all have great public transportation. They're very convenient. You easily find convenience stores, gyms, swimming pools nearby, restaurants, everything you need. Whichever area you pick, everything is always very easy and convenient. However, if you want to stay at the same places as foreigners, if you want to be surrounded by Americans, you can go to Tianmu up in the north. And if you want to be in the heart of Taipei, then people look for Da'an district. And if you want to be surrounded by students, then you definitely can go to Guting, Taipower, Gongguan, and Technology Building. And if you want to live in the fancy and party area, then have a look at Xinyi. In terms of transportation, Taipei is a very, very convenient city. It's very walkable compared to other cities like Bangkok. There's a great metro network, and the bus network is very dense as well. Taxis are cheap and don't scam you. You can use Uber anytime at a very cheap price. And there's also a great network of shared bicycles called the U-Bike, and they are very convenient because Taipei is very flat and they're usually in pretty decent condition. And in terms of price, a ride in Taipei Metro is usually between 1 to 2 USD, so it's very, very reasonable. Internet in Taiwan is not great, but definitely good enough for working. If I compare it to Chiang Mai, where I have lightning fast internet all the time, here you can look more at, on average, 24 Mbps. So it's clearly slower, but definitely more reliable and faster than when I go back to Europe. Local SIM cards are decently priced. If you want a decent amount of data, count at least 18 USD per month. Prices in Taiwan are always very fair, so all providers are equivalent. You don't have to wonder which one to pick. There's no bargaining to be done, and you can pick them at the airport or in the branch stores in the city. For transportation from the airport, I usually take the taxi, which costs around 1,200 Taiwan dollars for a ride to the heart of Taipei, which is approximately 50 USD. But there's also much cheaper alternatives like a very fast direct metro line that doesn't take much longer. It's just a matter of convenience. So that's up to you. Okay, let's now have a detailed cost breakdown of living in Taiwan. So accommodation in Taipei is around 1,000 USD per month for a basic private studio without kitchen. And if you're staying for over a year, that same room will go down to 600 to 900 USD. In terms of food, for a local meal, you should count between 70 to 200 Taiwan dollars. For an international meal like Japanese, Thai, or Korean, count between 200 to 500 Taiwan dollars. So to simplify it, on average, count 5 USD per dinner, and you will never have to cook. Transportation is $1 to $2 per ride. Gym is 50 Taiwan dollars per session. A co-working space is 500 Taiwan dollars per day, not including the coffee. Or you can go to a coffee shop where you can probably get 2 drinks for the entire day and only spend 300 Taiwan dollars. Mobile data is $18 per month. And so you can live here comfortably on 2,300 USD per month. This guide about living in Taiwan would not be complete if I didn't talk about safety. Taiwan has been topping the rankings in terms of safety for the last 10 years. And it's really something that you can feel in daily life. So it's not just theory, the perceived safety is really high. In fact, it's one of the main reasons people end up staying here in the long term. Girls can walk back home alone at 3 a.m. You feel safe walking alone everywhere, even in the metros, day and night. I personally like to reserve my table at Starbucks by leaving my phone or laptop on the table, and you never feel worried about pickpockets or robberies. So, in conclusion, if you consider the safety, the vibrant cities, how easy it is to make friends, the nice coffee shop working cultures for nomads, the good internet, and amazing nature and culture, this all makes Taiwan a great option for the nomad who wants to settle somewhere long term and to slow down on the traveling.